Many people think that to take up spiritual life, you have to leave home and become a sannyasi. That is not the criterion. Most people in this age are not ready for completely renouncing everything immediately. But even if you do, the most important thing is to find the proper path by which we can make spiritual advancement. That proper path is given in Bhagavad-gita by Krishna, Lord Krishna, first of all teaching that we are not the body. We are eternal spiritual living beings. So to understand this Atma Gyan, knowledge of the self, is the beginning on the path which will take us to our ultimate spiritual destination, which is, according to Bhagavad-gita, according to the teachings of Lord Krishna, to understand Krishna, to love Krishna. Bhaktya mama vijanati. Krishna says, I can be understood through bhakti. So it's not that we have to leave everything, but we do have to adopt the process of Krishna consciousness. We may become attached to some particular group or organization, or think that we have to follow some complex rituals, or that we have to study so many different scriptures. All these things can be helpful if we are on the right path, which means the path delineated by Mahajano Yena Gata Sapanta, by great personalities who follow in the footsteps of the previous great personalities. In other words, we have to have a bona fide spiritual master who can tell us what is the right thing to do, explain everything to us clearly. We ourselves have to be sincerely searching for God. Many people, their spiritual path, they think, I am to become God. If we have this misconception, preposterous misconception, that you yourself will become God or realize that you are God, you will get a guru who can guide you on that path, but it's a path to disaster, because clearly we are not God. And anyone who says that they are God or that you can become God is clearly bogus. The only person who can say, I am God, and not be bogus is God himself, who is Krishna, according to all the Vedic scriptures. And just according to common sense, God means supreme. We're not all God, we're not supreme. So a bona fide spiritual master teaches that you are a servant of God, I am a servant of God. God, if we are to understand, means Krishna. He gives right knowledge. Guru means a teacher, gives right knowledge, clearly understanding who we are, who is supreme, Krishna, and how to act in that knowledge so that we can realize that knowledge, that is self-realization, God-realization, and become free from material entanglement, which is more entangling than we realize. We are very much bound up in materialistic consciousness. It's very difficult to get free from it. We don't even know how difficult it is. But Lord Krishna teaches us in Bhagavad-gita, Daivihi Aisha Gunamai Mama Maya Durate Amameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Lord Krishna says, this energy of mine, known as Maya, the illusory energy, is very difficult to overcome because it's coming from Krishna. It's one of Krishna's energies. The three modes of material nature: sattva guna, the mode of goodness; rajoguna, the mode of passion; and tamoguna, the mode of darkness and ignorance. And Maya binds us up with these three modes of nature, very difficult to get free from. But Lord Krishna says that one who surrenders to me can cross beyond this illusion of Maya. So a bona fide guru is one who takes us on the right path, tamasi ma jyotir gamaya, out of the ignorance into the light of proper knowledge and proper action. In the Bhagavad-gita, Lord Krishna teaches Arjuna that simply renouncing everything is not going to help us. We have to act in this world in consciousness of Krishna. He teaches Arjuna, who was a fighter, Mamanusmara yudhyacha, thinking of me, work. And there are so many different kinds of work, not that everyone's a fighter like Arjuna. There are different kinds of work, but we should work not thinking how I will enjoy the result. This is all the teachings of Bhagavad-gita. Kamanyevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadanchana. We should work in this world, but not be attached to the result. We should work. We have the responsibility to do something. But as Lord Krishna teaches in Bhagavad-gita, yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yad tapasyasi, kaunteya, tat kurushva, madarpanam. He teaches that everything that we do, everything that we eat, everything that we give in charity, all austerities that we perform, all kinds of activities should be done as an offering to Krishna. So we should work, these are the teachings of Bhagavad-gita, but work generally binds us in this material world, and we should work in consciousness of Krishna, and that will release us from bondage. The same kind of work that can bind us will release us if we do it in consciousness of Krishna. That is called Krishna consciousness, the practical yoga system which a bona fide guru teaches. So we should take to that, but at the same time we shouldn't think that, well, now I am practicing Krishna consciousness and I'm working, chanting the names of Krishna, and everything's okay. Because it's difficult to give up material attachments. We tend to be attached to this body and everything connection with the body. We may be proud of, I have such a, well, whatever. We tend to be proud. Even if we've got nothing to be proud of, we somehow or other become proud. But if we are proud, I have a good job, I am well educated, I'm a devotee, I'm better than others. If we start thinking I'm superior to others, these different kinds of pride, they bind us in material existence. And affection for any material objects. We may become attached even to insignificant things, such as a plate I eat off. It's my plate. Maya is so strange, so strong. It may be that we take to devotional service, but we're still very interested in increasing our wealth, our prestige, our position. And we may say, well, I'm doing it for Krishna. But be careful, Maya is very tricky. If we can live happily in this world without becoming egoistic and always thinking how to get more money and thinking I'm better because I'm earning more than someone else, or I have a very good position in my job, or whatever, then we can't properly progress in Krishna consciousness, because spiritual consciousness is very different from material consciousness. And worldly people, they're also having false pride, affection, attachment to worldly things. They're also interested in increasing their wealth. How can you properly be a spiritualist, a devotee of Krishna, if we're interested in all these things? We have to steady the mind. Is our mind fully fixed on Krishna, or is the mind flickering here, there, going all over the place? You have to steady the mind. This is taught in the beginning of Bhagavad-gita. Steady the mind by concentrating on Krishna. The formula is easy to understand. The process for doing so is easy by the process of devotional service, beginning with chanting the holy names. But if we are to be honest, then steadying the mind is not so easy at all. Don't think that we're already there. Now I have feeling for Krishna, bhav for Krishna. I'm already there. Be careful. Just see what is our actual position. Take spiritual life step by step. Pradurbhave bhavet kramaha, Rupa Goswami says that the manifestation of prem, pure love of Krishna, will go step by step. So as long as the mind is not steady, as long as one is not completely in tune with the teachings of Bhagavad-gita, of Srimad Bhagavatam, to fully dedicate our life to Krishna, then we're not there. There is a very simple formula. Yatsya prasadat bhagavat prasado yatsya prasadanagati katopi. If the bona fide spiritual master is satisfied upon us, Krishna will be satisfied with us. If the bona fide guru is not satisfied with us, no chance. We're not going anywhere. So we have to please the guru. And how will the guru be pleased? If we become more attached to Krishna. There are so many different things we can do. We can do various austerities. Ekadashi fasting is always recommended. We can go to holy places. It's always good to visit Vrindavan, Mayapur, Puri, and so many holy places. Any temple of Vishnu is a holy place. Any devotee of Krishna, especially a highly advanced devotee, is Jangam Tirtha, a moving holy place. So going on pilgrimage, bathing in the Ganga, bathing in Yamuna. There are so many holy rivers in India which help for the purification of the self, chanting mantras, especially the Hare Krishna mantra, worshipping the deity, discussing topics of the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. But these will really help us if we know what we're doing, if we're fixed in what we're doing, if we are fixed in the understanding from the very beginning that I am a servant of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am meant for serving Him selflessly. If we have this understanding, then we may not even need to go on many pilgrimages or perform many austerities. If we are Krishna conscious, then we're already perfect. Of course, we're not Krishna conscious, so it is recommended that we perform Ekadashi fasting on Janmashtami and other festivals like Ramanavami, Radhashtami. It is recommended that we visit Mayapur, Vrindavan, bathe in the Ganga. All these activities are there, but if from the beginning we hear the message from the bona fide spiritual master that we are eternal servants of Krishna, we're meant for serving Krishna without any personal motivation, then all these activities will help us so much. Otherwise, without this understanding, the various activities we may perform, religious activities, they won't help us so much. Nowadays, by the great preaching that Srila Prabhupada did in the Western countries and then brought back Krishna consciousness, or brought the Western devotees to India. Now we see Vrindavan, which was very peaceful and rustic and run down in the 1970s, has become crowded with so many pilgrims throughout the year. So many people go to Vrindavan, which is a great boon for them. But not everyone gets the same benefit. If we only have a general idea of Krishna consciousness or not much idea at all, and we go to Vrindavan, we won't get the same benefit as someone who goes in a prayerful mood, understanding that I'm going there to get the blessings of the Dham, the blessings of Sri Sri Radha Krishna, who goes with a devotional attitude. So this devotional attitude is to be imparted by devotees. We have to associate with devotees. We have to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness as given in Gita and Bhagavatam. That will help us tremendously. And then all these other activities we do will be enhanced so much. But if we don't get this point right in the beginning, even if we take to Krishna consciousness, but we're still very interested in our prestige and our worldly affairs, we prioritize that and not realize that this human life is meant for self-realization, God-realization, Krishna consciousness. And though I may have so many other duties in this world, my real priority must always be Krishna consciousness. If we don't have this understanding at the outset, then our progress is going to be impeded. It's going to be very slow. So whatever situation we're in, as I said, we don't have to take sannyas. If you can actually do it, all well and good. But that is not the important point. The important point is to surrender to Krishna and know that this human life is meant for this, and focus our life on this, and whichever situation we may be in. It may be very difficult in contemporary life with all the distractions around us and the very way we have to live and work. For most people, it means a very materialistic atmosphere, associating with materialistic people, which is very bad for Krishna consciousness. But still, if we keep our focus and understand this is all illusory, in the sense that this work I'm doing, whatever it may be, it's not my eternal occupation. My eternal occupation is serving Krishna, and very clearly focus our life that my real purpose is understanding Krishna. Human life is meant for this. We have to get this understanding from a bona fide spiritual master, coming in disciplic succession, true understanding of the science of self-realization, and live and act on that, live our lives in that way. So in some ways, Krishna consciousness is very easy. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. In other ways, Shurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgang patas tat kavayo vadanti. In other ways, it's like a razor's edge. We can go this way or that way, and it's a difficult path. The learned people, they say. So in some ways it's easy, and in some ways it's difficult. The process is very easy, but Maya is very strong, and we are very weak. But by surrendering to Krishna, by the parampara system, by surrendering to the spiritual master, one can easily gain release from the shackles of Maya. You may say, well, there's so many struggles we have to undertake. It's not so easy. But it is. Even though we have so many struggles, and we may have doubts and setbacks and obstacles, but if we consider that in previous ages, Kriteya Dhyato Vishnum, in the Satya Yuga, people would live 100,000 years and they had to do meditation for many, many thousands of years with severe austerities. And even then, the kind of prem that's given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was very rare to be attained in that time. So, relatively speaking, it is very easy compared to what great personalities in the past have done to try to become self-realized. And they may not have even had information without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who had information of this easy process of chanting Hare Krishna and developing love of Krishna up to the level of the devotees of Vrindavan. So this process, associating with devotees, following the principles of Krishna consciousness, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, one can very easily gain release from the shackles of Maya and go back home, back to Godhead, to live eternally, happily there in the service of Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.